government to amend drug laws. TH hotels transferred due to underutilization. Welcome to Updates at Noon. I'm Brendan Lipal. Now, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad says the mandatory death sentence imposed on drug abusers may not be effective to curb the drug issues in the country. As such, he suggested for an amendment to the existing law to find an amicable solution to curb the drug abuse and menace among the society.
Sekarang ini hukuman mati mandatory, iaitu hakim tidak ada hak untuk menjatuhkan hukuman yang lain. Dia mesti jatuhkan hukuman mati. Tetapi ada yang berpendapat bahawa hukuman mati itu terlalu keras. Sebab itu kita perlu pindah mungkin untuk penjara seumur hidup.
Speaking to the media after launching the National Anti-Drugs Month in Putrajaya, the Premier also said while drug addicts were not considered criminals, drug abuse was a bad thing which would not only harm the users but also society and the country. He also said it was time for the government to assess and review all laws related to drug abuse and trafficking in accordance with changing times. Statistics showed that there were 130,788 abusers and addicts of drugs and prohibited substances in the country in 2018. Based on Malaysia's estimated population of 32.4 million, this meant that for every 100,000 people, there were 404 abusers and addicts of drugs and prohibited substances in 2018. Tun Dr. Mahathir added that the country risks facing greater danger in the future if the problem of drug abuse was not tackled in a holistic manner by all parties. Now, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad says the action taken by the Lembaga Tabung Haji TH to transfer 4 TH hotels to the Finance Ministry's Special Purpose Vehicle, Urus Harta Jamaah Sendirian Berhad UJ, is because they were not being fully used or generating sufficient returns. He also said that there are other ways of investing the money for TH to gain better returns.
Some of those properties are not useful. They are not giving any return. Therefore, they should get out of it. There are other ways of investing the money to give better return.
TH and UJ in a joint statement yesterday said the hotels will continue under the new management without any downsizing. The entire management and staff of the hotel chain, previously managed by the TH Hotel and Residence Sendirian Berhad (THHR), will be taken over by UJ Property Management Sendirian Berhad (UJPM), UJ's wholly owned subsidiary beginning the 1st of April. The statement also said the 4 hotels, TH Hotel Kota Kinabalu, TH Hotel Bayan Lepas, TH Hotel and Convention Centre Alor, and TH Hotel and Convention Centre Kuala Terengganu will remain as Sharia-compliant hotels and will be renamed as Raya Hotel. Now, the World Health Organization, WHO, has once again commended Malaysia's preparedness and ability to address the COVID-19 infection. Now, WHO also held Malaysia in high regard in terms of public health care. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said WHO also suggested that Malaysia continues to strengthen influenza surveillance by conducting COVID-19 tests among patients with a severe acute respiratory infection. The minister said he had informed WHO that the Health Ministry has already extended respiratory tract infection surveillance to include the COVID-19 testing.
Bermakna kita mengambil kumpulan yang mengidap sari untuk kita buat kajian kalau boleh didapati ya akan jangkitan COVID-19 ini di kalangan pesakit-pesakit sari ya.
The ministry said reiterated its commitment to continue to work closely with WHO and other related agencies. Earlier, the minister held a 20-minute teleconference with WHO's Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus in Putrajaya. Meanwhile, a couple from China who tested positive for COVID-19 had been discharged from the Permai Hospital in Johor Bahru, Johor yesterday, bringing the total number of fully recovered patients in the country to 13. Health Director General Datuk Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the couple, aged 52 and 49, had been treated at the hospital and 2 consecutive retests conducted on them had shown negative results for COVID-19. In a posting on his official Facebook page yesterday, Datuk Dr. Noor Hisham said with the latest full recovery cases, all COVID-19 positive cases treated at a hospital had recovered and were allowed to return home. The couple was the 7th and 8th cases who were tested positive for COVID-19 on the 28th and the 30th of January, respectively. Earlier, Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli told the media that 2 positive cases, the 11th and the 12th cases, treated at Tuanku Jaafar Hospital in Seremban were also allowed to return home yesterday. He said the 2 were among 107 Malaysians and their family members who were evacuated from Wuhan, China on the 4th of February, and they had been allowed to leave the home surveillance centre in Nilai, Negeri Sembilan, after they completed their 14-day quarantine process. On another matter, the 1 million ringgit contribution to set up Sunway for Good Anjong Kasih Yayasan Kebajikan Negara YKN at Seberang Jaya Hospital in Pulau Pinang will go a long way in helping the underprivileged group. Now, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said the project, sponsored by Sunway Group, would offer temporary accommodation to family members of the patients and would help ease their burden while caring for the sick.
Sumbangan yang sungguh bermakna untuk Anjung singgah di Hospital Seberang Jaya. Hospital Seberang Jaya adalah satu hospital yang memang crowded lah ya. Dan apabila kita ada fasiliti begini, itu dapat membantu.
The project is expected to begin this April and is expected to be completed within 6 months. There are currently 12 Anjong Kasih throughout Malaysia. While 4 are still under construction, 2 more will be built in Putrajaya and Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah was met after witnessing the signing ceremony between Sunway Group and YKN for the setting up of the Sunway for Good Anjong Kasih YKN at Seberang Jaya Hospital in Putrajaya. The Construction Industry Development Board, CIDB, has started its investigation on a 37-storey condominium building under construction in Taman Desa, Jalan Klang Lama, Kuala Lumpur that partially collapsed last Friday. Now, Works Minister Barubian says the findings are expected to be released in a month's time. Elaborating further on the matter, Barubian said CIDB is investigating the incident under the Construction Industry Development Board Act 520, Section 33D, Subsection 1 on Certificate of Standard Compliance, Section 33A, Subsection 1 on Workers' Registration and Accreditation, and Section 25, Subsection 1 on Contractor Registrations. Besides CIDB, the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, DOSH, has also been instructed to carry out an investigation to ascertain the actual cause of the collapse. The minister also gave a strong reminder to the construction industry players to abide by the rules, regulations and guidelines related to construction. This includes registering all construction workers with CIDB, as well as ensuring that construction materials and products used conform to the highest standard and carry the Standard Compliance Declaration, PPS, issued by CIDB. Now, the police have arrested a suspect yesterday, believed to have stabbed a man to death near a shop in Phase 2 of the Batu Kawa People's Housing Plan in Everbright Estate, Jalan Batu Kawa, Sarawak, early yesterday morning. Padawan Police Chief Superintendent Aidil Bol Hassan, who confirmed the arrest, said a police team from the patrol unit detained the suspect hiding in his friend's house at Everbright Estate in Batu Kawa at about 11 a.m. yesterday. Commenting further, Superintendent Aidil said that during the arrest, police also found a Perodua Viva car believed to have been used by the suspect to flee during the incident. He also said that the 25-year-old was later taken to Padawan Police Headquarters for further investigation under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder. The victim, identified as Abang Hisalihin Bathtika, 37, was found dead with stab wounds to his left ribs at about 3:40 a.m. An initial investigation found the suspect allegedly attacked the victim, who he accused of smashing the suspect's car windscreen earlier. Still to come, government to plant more elephant grass to create wildlife corridors. But first, the public is invited to give feedback and ideas on the Kuala Lumpur Structure Plan 2040 PSKL 2040 draft that is currently on display until 18th of March. Now, PSKL 2040 comprises vision, objectives and strategic directions to guide the development of Kuala Lumpur for the next 20 years. Federal Territories Minister Khalid Abdul Samad said among the contents of the PSKL 2040 draft are integrating land use with infrastructure planning, transportation, provision of affordable housing, jobs, public amenities and improving the quality of the environment and public space.
Kita harap by December semua finalize dan kita boleh finalize dia punya plan untuk ditandatangan dan untuk digazette. Ya. So bila dah digazette, maka kita tak boleh melakukan apa-apa pembangunan yang bercanggah ataupun yang bertentangan dengan apa yang telah digazette. Ya. So inilah perkara yang kita nak amalkan. Ianya merupakan satu proses untuk mengawal ya, pembangunan yang dilakukan pada Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur dan juga keterlibatan warga Kuala Lumpur dalam menentukan plan pembangunan itu. Ya.
Khalid said this after the KL 2040 Draft Structure Plan launching ceremony at the Kuala Lumpur City Hall, DBKL. The public exhibitions on KLSP 2040 are available at several locations, including Menara DBKL 1, the Tun Dr. Ismail Kuala Lumpur Library, selected Aeon shopping centres, and also on online platforms. The federal government will sign a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the Sabah government next week to plant more elephant grass in an effort to create more wildlife corridors. Now, Primary Industries Minister Teresa Kok said part of the funds for the planting would come from the RM1 cess imposed on palm oil players for its environmental and conservation agenda. Teresa said the federal government was hoping to raise between 18 to 19 million ringgit from the RM1 cess imposed on every metric ton of palm oil.
We are all trying to find a solution on how to reduce the human-elephant conflicts. I think that is the main objective of, for having these studies and for inviting me to be here. I'm very glad to get to know them. Definitely in our future projects on wildlife conservation, especially related to elephants, I'm going to work together with them.
Kok was met at the launch of the project Phase 3 between Yayasan Saim Darby and Management and Ecology of Malaysian Elephants, MEME. Now, the federal government will help the Orang Asli community in Bukit Biru, Rompin, Pahang lead a more comfortable life. Now, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, P. Wethamurti, said one form of assistance is to gazette Kampung Bukit Biru as an Orang Asli settlement for the Jakun community, which established the village. Weitha said the matter of land was a major concern raised by the villagers during a dialogue he had with the villagers at their settlement, located 7 kilometers from Bandar Muazzam Shah.
Telah berkesempatan berbincang dengan Tuan Pegawai Daerah yang akan menyimak status kedudukan tanah ini, dan sekiranya tiada terdapat pertindihan maka bolehlah pihak JAKUA membuat permohonan untuk mewartakan tanah ini.
The minister also said the gazetting of the settlement will also help find a long-term solution to the problem of water and electricity supply, and added that, as a temporary measure, JAKUA will set up a tank and send clean water every week. Furthermore, he said, a company will be sought to install a solar power system in the village, pending a permanent solution to the electricity supply problem after the gazetting of the settlement. But first, a proposed 10 million ringgit upgrade of the National Stadium in Bukit Jalil would ensure that its field would be of very high standard and durable. Now, Youth and Sports Minister Syed Saddiq Syed Abdul Rahman said the new field would be more suitable for the country's weather and would prove to be a worthwhile investment.
Walaupun kosnya tinggi, tetapi it's worth the investment. Cuma pada masa yang sama, rintangannya adalah kerana dah ada banyak football matches which already secured di Stadium Bukit Jalil, dan proses pertukarannya memakan masa yang agak panjang. So now we're trying our best to finalise that process. Dan bila kita dah tahu, kita akan luluskan secepat mungkin.
Met after the launch of second phase of Yellow Ribbon project in Puchong, the minister said the process of upgrading the stadium to replace the field's existing cow grass with Zion Zoysia grass could only be started at the end of this year. Now that concludes our updates at noon. Now in our top story, government to amend drug laws. Join us again later at 7 this evening. Till then, I'm Brendan Lepal. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant day.